Salted oceans of purity. They exist in ripples upon the face of a child. A disheveled guide without hollow eyes, but with eyes embracing the grounds beneath them, modeling the crawl to burrows of sabotage. Underground for one who hasn't reached the tree can't show you how to climb it. No intentional tears or purposeful digging at the wounds for a flush of the system. No tears for the soul that's alive but deserted. Airs of stillness. Perhaps there's moisture in the ground. Droplets, that is, for those droplets keep you comfortable. You haven't seen water since the age of the little one. How must you lead one to water or teach the embrace of internal waters if you haven't your own? Obstacles amidst and administered dams of dismissal. For you dismiss what you must release from you. Look you in the eyes, and I see dry eyes with a wound overflowing in salty waters you can't bear face in the reflection of another. Holes where voids seemingly should exist. Absent they are, and absent you've been from being. Grinding nonstop facades and performances you maintain because you were taught to. DNA stores be these tribulations. You haven't the callus of knowledge to climb the tree. I recognize this in you. And with that, love remains in the heart despite the search for a guide to transition from a climb to a stand, from a stand to a walk, and from a walk to a soar. Soar like the ripples upon, soar and sour, sour like the ripples upon the child's cheek. You can't help to see, for you struggle with certain needs. Knowing what to do or how to teach for what was done before, unfortunately, repeats. This was inspired quite literally by something seemingly small. Well, it's not even seemingly small. It's just something normalized. It's something that's trying to be instilled. And you can guess like who's doing what, who's instilling what into who. Instilling something because you were taught that. You were taught to do that. You were taught that this was the way that things were supposed to be, or this is the way that things are supposed to be. And these are the things that kind of, they have their domino effect. They have towers upon towers. They have foundation. And with that foundation, it's easier to push certain ways of beings to males or females or different races, different ethnicities, people from different countries, those kinds of things. Society has its norms, and with those norms, you're gonna hear yelling. I live in a house with people. But yelling and laughter, which, ain't nothing wrong with hearing nobody laugh. But yes, there's things that are normalized and then they're taught. And in a moment where I recognized that situation, that happening, you taking it from macro and transforming it to micro things, micro values, micro lessons that one will enter the macro with, and seemingly blend with all that is in the macro, even though I was saying that's not something that happens all the time. And with recognizing that, if you recognize that the macro does not have to make your micro life something or a specific way, you don't have to coincide with what standards and norms are. When you recognize that and then you see things happening in real time, it's those things that can inspire you to write something like I wrote today. I've developed an understanding of who guides us and who guided them. The reality is that you won't necessarily know the details, but the details, the effects of things that occurred will show like no other. Like they will show themselves in the way that people are. You have the light and you have the different tones, you have the different hues, you have the shadows. You have all of these things that make up people. And when you hear things, you learn things, you take from stories you've been told, things start to click. And as they click and as you experience more, but also as you learn more things, and this time where learning more things is just, it's very much a norm. Or becoming more aware of yourself becomes, not even becomes, but it just is the norm as of late. As things click, they click even more. And then it's like, you're clicking. And everybody has the different levels that they go through when it comes to what clicks, what makes sense, how they're understanding something, how they're reciprocating something, and how they're giving love to something as well. But we all, I find, I'm pretty sure, we all go through a process of judgment, the judgment before we get to a place where it's just recognition of what was and what is, and loving with what is. But that's my take today. I hope you enjoyed the piece that I wrote. Thank you for watching.